Hello everyone, I'm back with my next video on the poem The Tale of Custard the Dragon. This is an interesting and humorous poem by Ogden Nash which has got a deep meaning to convey. Let us quickly see the summary of the poem so that when I read the poem and its explanation, you are able to understand in a better way. The Tale of Custard, the Dragon, is a ballad. It is a humorous poem about a cowardly dragon named Custard. Custard is a pet of Belinda, a little girl who lives in a little white house with her pets. She had a black kitten named Ink, a grey mouse named Blink, a yellow dog, Mustard, and a cowardly dragon, Custard. The poet says that all of them are very brave except the dragon. Others were described as brave and are compared with animals like bear, tiger, or lion, but the dragon is very timid. He always demands a safe place for himself. All the other characters make fun of him. But one night they are surprised by the entry of a pirate in the house. All of them get frightened and start hiding here and there. But to everyone's surprise, the dragon not only tackles him but also eats him up. As all of them are saved by Custard, they thank him. But at the end, they realize that they used to make fun of Dragon because of his being timid. So all of them suddenly start saying that they are more brave and could have handled the situation in a much better way. Here the poet has tried to say that sometimes a timid person is the actual hero in the toughest situations of life. So let us start reading the poem and enjoying the humor part of it. On the left side is the poem, two stanzas in one slide, and on the right side is the explanation. The next slide will give the poetic devices in these two stanzas. Ogden Nash has used many poetic devices to enhance the beauty of the poem. So let us start. Belinda lived in a little white house with a little black kitten and a little grey mouse and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon and a realo triolo little pet dragon. Now the name of the little black kitten was Ink, and the little grey mouse she called him Blink, and the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard, but the dragon was a coward and she called him Custard. The explanation: the poet says that once there was a little girl named Belinda. She lived in a little white house. She lived with some creatures who were her pets. They were a black kitten, a grey mouse, a yellow dog, a little red wagon, and a creature that the poet says was really and truly a dragon. The poet explains the names of all the animals that are tamed by Belinda. He says that the name of the black kitten is Ink, the name of grey mouse is Blink, the little yellow dog had yellow color and so she called him Mustard, and the dragon that was a coward, means was a weakling, was called Custard. Let us quickly see the poetic devices that are used in stanza 1 and stanza 2. Stanza 1, the rhyme scheme is AABB, house, mouse, wagon, dragon. The poet has used repetition of the word little. Repetition is used to emphasize or stress on a point by repeating it again and again. So here it is used many times for the little white house, for the little girl. So this repetition is little. Oxymoron has been used. Oxymoron is a combination of two words which are nearly the opposite of each other. Here, pet dragon. Dragon is a wild creature. And pet is always to be tamed and kept at home. So these two are nearly the opposite. So this is an oxymoron. Anaphora has been used. Anaphora, where the starting of the lines, consecutive lines, are the same. Here two consecutive lines and a little and a realo. So and a is repeated. So this is anaphora. There is refrain over here. Refrain is the repetition of a sentence again and again. Riolo, triolo, the poet has used this many times. Poetic license is a major feature of this poem. There are few words which have been used differently to create a musical effect. The spellings are also different. They are also pronounced in a different way. So triolo is for true and riolo is for real. So the poet has used this because he wanted to give a musical effect to the poem, and poetic license was a major feature used in this poem by Ogden Nash. He had got the poetic license, so he could use it. The poetic devices of stanza 2, rhyme scheme again is the same, AABB. He has used simile because he has used comparison over here. The dog compared to mustard, and the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard. So the color is the same. Mustard seeds are yellow in color. The dog was yellow, so he was named Mustard. So this is a simile, and as has been used over here. Alliteration. Coward, she called him Custard. When the consonant sounds are in the starting of the word and are used in a line. Coward, the sound of k, custard, the sound of k. So this is an alliteration. Anaphora, again, repetition of the starting words of two consecutive lines or many more other lines is anaphora. Here, and the little gray and the little yellow. So, and the little is common in both the lines. This is anaphora. Again, there's a repetition of the word little. Custard, the dragon, had big sharp teeth and spikes on top of him and scales underneath. Mouth like a fireplace chimney for a nose, and Riolo Triolo daggers on his toes. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of beers, and Ink and Blink chased lines down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in a rage, and but Custard cried for a nice safe cage. The poet describes the dragon that it had big sharp teeth and spikes on top. On the lower part, it had scales, which were bony plates to protect the skin. His mouth has been compared to a fireplace because it is assumed that dragons can release fire from the mouth. Even his nose is compared to a chimney, which is used to pass out smoke. His feet are like a sharp knife, that is, a dagger. Now, the poet explains the inner strength of various characters of the poem. He says that Belinda was as brave as group of bears. Here the word barrel full of bears is used. So this is a group of bears. And Ink and Blink were so brave that they could hunt lions. So here he has shown the bravery of the kitten and the little mouse that could hunt even a lion. The dog was very brave, just like an angry tiger. But in the contrast of all was Custard. Custard, the dragon, was not brave. He was so afraid of everything that he always demanded a safe cage. The poetic devices used in stanza 3 and 4 are stanza 3, the rhyme scheme again is AABB. Till now, all the stanzas have got the same rhyme scheme. Simile has been used. The dragon's mouth is compared with the fireplace. Like word has been used. Refrain is there, repetition of riolo triolo. Metaphor has been used, chimney for a nose. So the nose has been compared to a chimney without the usage of like or as. So this is a metaphor. Stanza 4, again the rhyme scheme is same, AABB. Alliteration, Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of bears. So Belinda, barrel, bears, B sound has been repeated in the same line. Simile has been used. Belinda's bravery is compared to that of barrel full of bears, and as has been used over here. Mustard's bravery is compared to that of an angry tiger. As is again used over here. So this is a simile. Now here we see a lot of use of vowel sound. This poetic device is assonance. It is not necessary that this vowel sound should be at the starting of the word. It can be in the middle also. In this line, we see that the sound of A, vowel A has been used more. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of bears. So we see that leaving aside full and of, all the words used here have got A in it. Let us continue further with stanza 5 and 6. Belinda tickled him. She tickled him unmerciful. Ink, Blink, and Mustard, they rudely called him Percival. They all sat laughing in the little red wagon at the Riolo Triolo cowardly dragon. Belinda giggled till she shook the house, and Blink said, "Weak," which is giggling for a mouse. Ink and Mustard rudely asked his age, when Custard cried for a nice safe cage. Belinda used to stroke the dragon in a very cruel way. It is written unmerciful, so that is cruel way. Ink and Blink and Mustard, they made fun of him by comparing him to a knight named Percival, who was thought to be brave, but ran away due to lack of courage. A knight is a warrior, a brave warrior. So they used to tease the dragon while sitting in their little red wagon. The poet says that Belinda used to laugh so loudly that her voice echoed in the house. Blink the mouse used to laugh and used to make a sound weak. On the other hand, Ink and Mustard would tease him by asking the dragon his age whenever he used to demand for a nice safe cage. The poetic devices of stanza 5 and 6. Stanza 5. Rhyme scheme is again same AABB. The poet has used refrain. We all have seen, and in many paragraphs he's used the repetition of the words, the phrase a riolo and triolo and a riolo triolo. Repetition has been used over here. Tickled him has been used repeatedly. Now here there is allusion when we refer to a person or a place that is not over there. So that poetic device is allusion. Here Percival has been used. Personification has been used. Ink, Blink, and Mustard, they rudely called him Percival. So this is used in the way as if Ink, Blink, and Mustard, they were people, they were persons who were rudely abusing someone. So this is a personification. Stanza 6, again the rhyme scheme is same, AABB. Here there is a poetic device, onomatopoeia, used. Onomatopoeia is the usage of sound words to create a dramatic effect. Giggled has been used. Weak has been used. Repetition has been used over here in the last line when we see that nice safe cage, Custard cried for a nice safe cage, has been repeated again and again in many stanzas. Suddenly they heard a nasty sound, and Mustard growled, and they all looked around. "Meouch!" cried Ink, and "Oh!" cried Belinda, for there was a pirate climbing in the window, pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. His beard was black, one leg was wood. It was clear that the pirate meant no good. So while all of them were making fun of Dragon, they heard a sound of someone entering the house. When they looked towards the window, they saw a pirate climbing up the wall. The dog barked at him and the kitten meowed to him. Belinda cried, "Oh," because all of them were scared of the pirate. The poet describes the appearance of the pirate. He says that the pirate was holding handguns in both his hands and had a little sword too. He was holding his sword with his teeth. He had a black beard and his one leg was made up of wood. This means that though the pirate was a disabled person, but still he was frightening all the other characters. Moreover, he intended to harm them. The poetic devices used in stanza 7 and 8 are: in 7, rhyme scheme again is the same, AABB. Consonance has been used. Previously we had done the usage of assonance. Now this is consonance, where we see the repetition of consonant sound. It is not necessary that it can be at the starting of the word. It can be in the middle also. So let us see, we have S sound being repeated here. It is suddenly, suddenly. They shouted, they made, they heard a nasty sound. So S sound has been used, and alliteration has also been used, S sound. Onomatopoeia, this is the usage of sound words to create a dramatic effect. Mustard growled and meow cried. Weak, so here growled and weak are onomatopoeia. Poetic license, window is written as winda over here. So this is again the poetic license. In the same way we have read in the previous paragraphs about triolo and riolo. Winda is for window. This is to make the rhyme okay, and also to give a musical effect. Stanza 8, rhyme scheme is again AABB. Alliteration has been used. Beard was black. BB sound has been used, and he held his. So H sound has also been repeated. Imagery, an image is created about the appearance of the pirate by the descriptive words given in the stanza 8. Belinda paled and she cried, "Help! Help!" But Mustard fled with a terrified yelp. Ink trickled down to the bottom of the household, and the little mouse blinked strategically mousehold. But up jumped Custard, snorting like an engine, clashed his tail like irons in a dungeon. With a clatter and a clank and a jangling squirm, he went at the pirate like a robin at a worm. When all of them saw the pirate, they got frightened. Belinda was so frightened that she turned yellow due to fear and started crying for help. Mustard the dog started crying for help too. The kitten Ink ran down towards the bottom of the house as if he had already planned for it. The mouse Ink ran into the little mouse hole in order to save himself. When all the other characters that were defined as brave got frightened, the dragon did the most unexpected thing. He jumped onto the pirate and made such a strong sound with his nose as if the engine was producing a sound. Not only this, he hit his tail on the ground with great force that it produced a heavy sound of metal being rubbed against each other in the underground prisons. He attacked the pirate just like Robin Bird that attacks the worms. The poetic devices of stanza 9 and 10 are: stanza 9, the rhyme scheme again is AABB. Transferred epithet has been used over here. Terrified, yelp. Repetition has been used. The word help has been repeated. Poetic license of the word mousehold has been rhymed with household. Stanza 10, rhyme scheme again is AABB. Simile is sound of dragon is compared with the sound of engine, snorting like an engine. Clashed his tails like irons in a dungeon. Dragon's attack on pirate is compared to Robin Bird also, like a robin at a worm. So simile is used by the comparison that has been made by Ogden Nash by the use of like and as. Onomatopoeia is the next poetic device, the use of sound words to create a dramatic effect. Here clatter, clank, jangling, all are the sound words, and imagery has been used. The attack of the dragon is expressed in such a way that the reader can form an image in his mind, can imagine all of it. So this is imagery. The pirate gaped at Belinda's dragon and gulped some grog from his pocket flagon. He fired 2 bullets, but they didn't hit, and Custard gobbled him every bit. Belinda embraced him, Mustard licked him. No one mourned for his pirate victim. Ink and Blink in glee did gyrate around the dragon that ate the pirate. The pirate got so shocked by Dragon's reaction that he opened his mouth wide with shock. To gather some strength, he drank some alcohol from a container in his pocket. After gathering some courage, he fired 2 bullets on the dragon but missed it. Custard the dragon ate every bit of this fierce-looking pirate. When the pirate was dead, Belinda hugged the dragon and Mustard licked him. No one was sad for the death of the pirate. They all were happy. Both Ink and Blink were running around the dragon in happiness. So here the poet says that all the characters were happy and they were showing their gratitude towards the dragon as he had saved them. Let us now see the poetic devices of stanza 11 and 12. Stanza 11, the rhyme scheme is same, AABB. Alliteration has been used. Gulped some grog, so G sound is there. Imagery has been used. They have shown the reaction and actions made by the pirate on seeing the dragon, and the words used are such that the reader can very well imagine the scene. Stanza 12. The rhyme scheme is again the same, AABB. Alliteration, glee with gyrate. G sound is common and alliteration has been used. Assonance has been used and the sound O has been used again and again. No one mourned for. Use of vowel I has also been used in these lines. Ink and Blink in glee did. Use of vowel sound A has also been used here. That ate the pirate. But presently up spoke little dog Mustard. I had I would have been twice as brave if I hadn't been flustered. And up spoke Ink, and up spoke Blink. We would have been 3 times as brave, we think. And Custard said, I quite agree that everybody is braver than me. After they thanked and showed their love towards the dragon, they changed their mind. They were reminded of how they used to make fun of this coward dragon, and now they all were praising him. So at once the dog said that it was just because of some confusion that he wasn't able to do anything, otherwise he would have been twice as brave as Custard. Both Ink and Blink also said that they would have been 3 times braver than Custard. To this the dragon said that he fully agreed to this, that all of them were more powerful and braver than him. He always wants to stay safe in his cage. The rhyme scheme here is AABB. No other poetic device is used. Belinda still lives in her little white house with her little black kitten and her little grey mouse and her little yellow dog and her little red wagon and her Rielo Trillo little pet dragon. Belinda is as brave as barrel full of beers, and Ink and Blink chase lions down the stairs. Mustard is as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard keeps crying for a nice safe cage. At last, the poet used the same lines again to show that after this terrific episode in which the dragon was the hero, where all other characters still undermined him by saying that they were more powerful than him and could have handled the situation in much better way. The poet says that life started again in the same manner. Belinda still lives in that little white house with Ink, Blink, Mustard, and Custard, and all of them are very brave, whereas the dragon is still a coward The poetic devices used are refrain and repetition. Refrain is when the line and a riello triello is used. Repetition has also been used. Now let us start with question and answers. I'm here with few questions that will cover the whole poem. Question: do you find The Tale of Custard the Dragon to be a serious or light-hearted poem? Give reasons to support your answer. The Tale of Custard the Dragon is a light-hearted poem. It is almost a parody. The names of the pets of Belinda are all rhyming and funny. Belinda has been compared to a barrel full of bears. The kitten and the mouse both little would chase lion down the stairs. The little yellow dog was as brave as tiger, while the dragon was a coward, and they all teased him. However, when the pirate came to their little house, all of them were engulfed in fear and had hidden themselves. Ironically, the cowardly dragon came to their rescue and jumped, snorting like an engine. It clashed its tail and charged at the pirate like a robin at a worm and ate him up. Even as everybody became happy to see the bravery of the dragon, they again came back to glorifying themselves that they could have been twice or thrice braver than the dragon. Finally, at the end of the poem, the situation again came back to the other pets being brave and the dragon being coward. Next question: why did Custard the dragon cry for a nice safe cage? Custard, in fact, was very brave, but still he kept asking for a nice safe cage. It made people think him to be cowardly. He himself had this opinion. He might be crying for a nice safe cage so that he might not harm anyone when in anger, or he might be proving that a little safety cage averts a disaster. The others thought that he cried for a cage as he was a coward. Next question: what did Belinda and her pets hear? What terrified the pirate? Who killed him and how? Belinda and her pets heard a nasty sound made by the pirate breaking in through the window. Belinda and her pets, except Custard, were terrified and cried for help. Ink, Blink, Mustard fled away cowardly. Custard fought with him bravely and killed him. Custard the dragon jumped up, snorting and clashing his tail. He was making a lot of clatter and clankering, and he was squirming. He attacked the pirate. It terrified the pirate. He fired at Custard and missed. Custard killed him by swallowing him up. It shows that he was brave. Next question: appearances are deceptive is an apt summation of the poem The Tale of the Custard the Dragon. Elucidate. Belinda's pet dragon, though ferocious in looks, believed he was a coward at heart, it seemed. In comparison, the other pets boasted of their bravery, their ability to chase lions, and their tiger cries, while the dragon just whimpered for a safe cage to hide in. The appearance of a pirate brought forth the dragon's true worth, for while the other creatures scuttled off to hide, the dragon measured up to the pirate's threats by snorting at him, clattering his steely tail, and finally gobbling him up. Once the enemy was conquered, the animals emerged and made lame excuses about their inability to confront the pirate. In true warrior spirit, the dragon magnanimously said that he was truly a coward, exposing their weakness. Next question: what does Ogden Nash want to convey through the poem? The moral of the poem, that is, what Ogden Nash wants to convey through the poem The Tale of Custard the Dragon, is that we should never underestimate a person based on his looks or what others say. In the poem, Belinda and her pets consider themselves as brave and tease Custard as he always keeps crying for a nice safe cage. They have a wrong notion that he was a coward, but later on we see that he was the one who fought with the pirate, gobbled him up, and saved the life of all. I hope this video was helpful to you. The explanation was clear. Those who are new to this channel, please subscribe and also press the bell icon for the latest notifications. Do watch other videos of the same class. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, bye.